To Parshat Haazinu and maybe some lessons from Yom Kippurim. The first thought that comes to me on Yom Kippur is a sense of cleansing of the soul. It's like you had gone through a car wash for the soul, a day where you don't eat, you don't drink, and you wear cloth, shoes. Many people wear white, and it's a day where you have a chance to do cheshbon nefesh, to take accounting of your soul. My daughter-in-law, Carmina, when she joined us, this was her seventh high holiday, and she always said that Yom Kippur is her favorite Jewish holiday. Not Pesach, where you get to eat, and not Sukkot, it's coming up, where we sit in the sukkah and we have people come over. It's always Yom Kippur, her favorite holiday, because it gives her a day of cleansing. And it just shows that she's also a very spiritual person, that she has that in her, that she loves this holiday. So in our Torah portion, there's a sentence that I really, really love. It's verse 4. And I'd like to just refer to it a little bit in my short sermon today. The verse goes like this in Hebrew: Hatzur tamim po'olo ki kol drachav mishpat el emuna ve'ein avel tzadik ve'yashar hu. Hatzur is the rock. God is referred to as the rock. Also, King David referred to him as a rock in the poem in the Haftarah. So God is the rock. His deeds are perfect. Tamim, the word tamim means perfect. And all his ways are just. So I heard a very nice story that was told by the Magid of Dubnov. Magid of Dubnov. His great-great-great-grandson is a very famous Israeli poet, and he always refers to Magid from Dubnov when he tells stories and Parshat HaShavua. And I'd like to tell this story today on God justice. And also, when God gives us hardship in life and difficulties that we all have to experience through life, right? We grow through hardship, through pain, through experiences. And sometimes we look at God, we ask God, like, why is this happening to me? Why am I afflicted with this illness, or with this loss, or with this pain, or with different things? And here is what the story of the Magid from Dubnov. So a simple countryman, very poor countryman, come to the city, and he happened to stand by the workshop of a tailor. And he sees materials, beautiful, beautiful material he never saw in his life. A large silk, a large cloth of silk, enormous, beautiful silk. And then he sees the tailor take the silk, put it on a bench, take scissors, and start cutting it. So he screams at the tailor and says, "What are you doing? Such a beautiful piece of cloth, what are you doing?" And he said to the poor man, "Just wait a little bit. In a few days, I'll show you what I do." So he continues cutting and sewing, hurting the material, right? He's cutting and sewing. And after a few days, the poor man comes back to the shop and he sees this beautiful, adorable dress for the king, right? Something beautiful that was made. So this is the mashal, this is the fable. And what is the nimshal? What do we learn from it? That in order for us to grow and to become beautiful human beings, God has to cut, right? God is like the tailor. He has to cut. He has to fashion us in a particular way and sew things together for us so that we will become that beautiful final product. So you have to go through the cutting, you have to go through the pain, through the suffering, in order to become a beautiful human being. And that's a simple story, but I think for this time of Teshuvah, where we just went through Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and the time of repentance, and you talk to God and you wonder about why things happen to you. So remember, Hatzur Tamim Pa'olo, God is the rock and his ways are perfect. And we don't know why things happen to us, but we believe, as it says here, El Emunah, he's a faithful God, and if he does anything, it's for our own good. He doesn't do it to punish us, it does to put us on the right path. And time and again, I felt in my own life that sometime I felt punished by God, or things happen, and it all ended up for the good. And one perfect recent example is that I was let go from one synagogue and hired by this one, which enabled me to go to school again and to pray in this beautiful sanctuary and really to expand my knowledge of the Jewish community and be part of this beautiful congregation. So what it looked initially like some kind of pain that was inflicted on me, I still trusted that God knew what he was doing in terms of repositioning me and giving me a new path, a better path, and the right path for me at this time in my life. So I can go on and talk more about that, but I think you know exactly what I'm meaning by that. The holiday of Sukkot is coming up, and I have a little bit of a tale about Rabbi Ovadia Yosef. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, alav shalom, died a few years ago, was a very big Sephardi rabbi. And when he was very young, he was sent by the Israeli rabbinate to Egypt because the Egyptian Jews did not have a rabbi. So they sent him there, and the Egyptians were very suspicious because here's a rabbi from Israel. By the way, he came from the Arab, he knew Arabic, I think he was Iraqi. But anyway, he was sent to Egypt, and the Egyptians were a little suspicious of him, so they did surveillance all the time to make sure that he's not Israeli spy. So one day came Sukkot, and Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, built a sukkah outside of his house. So the Egyptian policemen came right away because they followed every step he made, and they said, "You're not supposed to build this extra building here, extra room here. I'm not sure what you're building, but it's illegal. There's a zoning law in Cairo, and you can't just build something." So Rabbi said, "I understand. I'm sorry, I did not ask for permission. So I'll tell you what. In 7 days, I'll take it down." Right? Okay, so obviously in 7 days, Sukkot will be over and he won't need to use it anymore. So he found a workaround, right? He told the Egyptian government, fine, in 7 days, I'll take the sukkah down. So there's always a way to work around. And I always love that story about Rabbi Ovadia because instead of arguing with them, he said, fine, I'll take it down in 7 days after Sukkot is over. Okay, so that's just a cute little anecdote. So Sukkot is beginning, for those who may not know, Sukkot beginning on Monday night. It lasts 7 days in Israel. Here it's a little longer. We have Shmini Atzeret, we have Simchat Torah, so we make it into 8-9 days. Gets a little bit longer here, but begin again on this coming Monday night. On Sunday morning, tomorrow morning, Marian and I are coming to meet the children of the church, and we will help them decorate the sukkah. They already made some chains last week, and tomorrow morning they'll be helping us decorate the sukkah. Whatever they made, they'll be hanging. And it's a nice ecumenical type effort and a way to connect with our tenants and show respect to them, and they're showing respect to our holiday. So we think it's going to be a nice way to work together with them and to have them enjoy having a sense of accomplishment, a sense of sharing in our holiday. Okay, so without further things to say, I'll continue with the Chatzi Kaddish, Musaf, page 155. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועולמה דברה קירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב.